channel. Today I am actually playing with a brand that I have never played with before. I'm super excited about this, and I've heard about this brand for quite some time, and I just haven't really bought any of their products. The products I'm talking about is Col-Lab Beauty, if you didn't know from the thumbnail, but Col-Lab Beauty is exclusively sold at Sally's Beauty. It was created by Sally's Beauty, and when you Google it, it says Sally Beauty has launched its own cosmetic line called Col-Lab. In an inspired partnership with 8 social media influencers aiming for authenticity, the influencers had a hand in every part of the process, creating the colorful Col-Lab line, which consists of 203 products, and debuted on sallybeauty.com last week, which that was written on October 10th, 2017. So it seems like this brand has been out for about a year and a half now. I am not familiar with the 8 influencers that are a part of this collaboration, and I will leave a full list of their names right here for you guys to see. I will also leave a full list of their names and their links to their YouTube channels in the description box down below. I am really excited about this because I tried several products from the brand today, and I'm kind of blown away. There's a few that didn't work, but the ones that worked blew my mind, especially because it's so affordable. I've actually bought my products from the Sally's Beauty's website, and I will leave all of the links in the description box down below for you guys to go and check that out. Sally Beauty always has that buy one, get one half off situation. I've heard that they do that quite frequently with the Col-Lab Beauty makeup products, so that would be definitely the best time to stock up on these products. And I only bought kind of the basics today only because I've not really heard a lot about the brand. I've not really heard a lot of people talk about it. I know it was really talked about when it first came out, but lately I haven't been hearing a lot about it, and I didn't want to like go gun-ho, like, you know, guns blazing and buy a bunch of stuff and then just hate the entire line and be like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. I just wasted all my money. So I wanted to buy a few items, and then once I got to kind of know the brand, and then I could start buying more from it. Now I actually ordered these from the Sally Beauty website, and I got it in like 3 days. So the shipping time was very, very reasonable, and I'm impressed so far, you guys. I really am. So without further ado, I'm going to stop talking and we're going to jump right into the video, and I'm going to show you guys how I applied all these products. I'm going to play around with them. I am so excited, you guys. I cannot tell you how happy it makes me to find super affordable products that I love. Like, I can't tell you. This year is going to be the year. I have so much luxury products in my collection, and I am diving in to try to find those really good products out there that are so affordable that everybody can enjoy. And that is my goal, and I will do it. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. The first thing we're gonna go in with is the foundation, which is the Bright Spark Radiant Foundation. This is $14.99. It smooths and evens complexion. It's low to medium coverage, buildable coverage, revolutionary silky smooth formula seamlessly blends into the skin, creating an immaculate complexion with a radiant luminosity. Col-Lab's Bright Spark Radiant Foundation polishes, smooths, and evens skin for a picture-perfect complexion. Col-Lab's Bright Spark Radiant Foundation provides low, medium, buildable coverage with a luminous glow. Now, I chose the shade Tan. That's the drawback when it comes to this foundation, is there's only 10 shades. I'm sure they're planning on bringing out more shades within the range. 10 shades is not the best, and I'll be honest with you, I struggled trying to find my right shade. Like I said, I chose shade 5, which is described as tan. The problem is there's no description, so I think that's what I don't like about it, is that like, if you only have 10 shades, I get it, but at least give us a description on the Sally's website. Like, what are these shades? Tell me what they are. Like, is it a light? Is it a medium? What undertone does it have? Like, there's no description, and that drives me crazy more than anything. I don't care how much the foundation is, if it's $5 or $100. We need a description on what that shade actually is. And I don't like that. I don't like it when brands do that. It's an automatic turnoff in my opinion, because it's not that hard to give a description. It's not that hard to provide us with that information. It has a nice glass bottle with a really nice pump. I will say the packaging on this is pretty nice. All right, I'm gonna go in with my new Sonia G. This is the base 1 brush. And I'm just gonna go in and just start kind of building up the coverage. Now this has more of an olive tone. It has a scent to it. It kind of reminds me of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. That's what it kind of smells like to me. Now with a brush, it blends in pretty good. Like I'm gonna build a little bit more coverage right here. Kind of bring it up around here too. Like right here is where I need the most coverage. Now I do think this shade was a good match. So my guessing game on their website, it worked because it's definitely, tan is a little bit more olive. So just know that. I automatically know when it's an olive undertone because it's a little bit green on my skin when I first apply it. So I'm just gonna smooth that out with my sponge because the brush is applying it good, but I feel like it is kind of sitting on the skin. So I'm gonna use the sponge to kind of press it into my skin. Now they do have a matte formula as well. So for those of you guys out there that have, you know, combination or oily skin and you prefer a matte finish, they do have a matte formula. So far, I do like this. Now I am gonna do a wear test on this foundation, even though I'm not doing like a foundation Friday where I wear it for a couple of days. I will come back later on this evening and kind of give you guys my opinion on it based on just wearing it for one day. But I do think it's only fair. Like I can't, you know, I can only give you guys my first impressions when I apply it. And this is applying very, very pretty, by the way. Like this feels kind of high end to me. This looks really good. It is very, very radiant. But it's blending into the skin really nice. Now the brush, I can see the brush strokes. So I feel like with the brush, it kind of sits on top of the skin. The brush is good to kind of build up the coverage, but I would go over it with a sponge just to kind of press it into the skin because it did seem like it was a foundation that liked to kind of sit on top. Just had to pull my hair back. Those things were driving me crazy and I just am not feeling my hair right now. Okay, so let's move on to the concealer. Again, this is a nice glass bottle of the concealer. Like it's a glass tube, which is kind of cool. I chose the shade Honey Almond. Again, no description on what the shade was, which I'm not a fan of that. So this retails for $12.99 and it looks like they have 8 shades of this concealer. It's a buildable medium to full coverage. It's a corrector. This creamy concealer corrects and perfects with light diffusing technology. With Col-Lab's No Flaw Liquid Concealer, skin feels smooth and hydrated while looking flawless and fresh. Buildable medium to full coverage and a natural luminous finish. So let's go ahead and put this on my under eye. Okay, so this is definitely a little bit more peachy, but I can make this shade work. So I'm just going to take a sponge and just blend that in. Now, I have extra bags today. I had a really rough night last night. Like, I just could not sleep for the life of me. So I need a little bit extra coverage. Like, my bags are really bad. Okay, so far this does feel very creamy. First impressions of this concealer, it kind of reminds me of the Fenty Beauty. This does dry down, but it's a natural creamy concealer. Like, I'm not minding this. And typically when I first apply a concealer, I know right off the bat whether I like it or I hate it. And I don't hate this. I'm kind of, so far you guys, this Col-Lab Beauty might be another new favorite from, you know, in the affordable range. I am so far impressed, really is impressed. The foundation looks amazing. Like it really does. It looks so smooth on my skin right now and it sets down. So it's radiant, but it sets down. Like I don't feel like this is going to transfer. Like maybe a little bit, it's a little bit tacky, but not bad. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being like it's not going to transfer at all, I would say this is like a 7. It feels like it sets down and it doesn't really want to move around, which, you know, for more of a radiant foundation, that's a good thing. So you guys, I like this. Like I'm impressed so far. I really am. Now I did have to apply quite a bit of the foundation. I think that's maybe a drawback. I think I have like 6 pumps. Ugh. But in my defense, the pumps are smaller. So it's not like a lot of product comes out in each pump. So in my defense, this is how the foundation is looking. It looks really smooth. Now, don't get me wrong. I was not able to build this up to like a full medium coverage. I would say it's like a halfway medium coverage, but I'm okay with that because I would rather my foundation look natural. I embrace my imperfections. I'm okay with having them. And I would rather have my skin look more natural and have my foundation look more natural and my makeup look more natural than packing on a bunch of foundation to get thick and cakey. I'm just not into it. It's not my thing. I would much rather have my foundation and my skin look very natural and my makeup look natural than cakey and gross. This is how my under eyes are looking, and this concealer is pretty damn good. Like, I'm really impressed with the concealer so far. And I'm curious how this is going to perform and last throughout the day, because this looks really, really pretty. I just cannot really see anything negative about this. This might be a really good affordable foundation, and I'm really excited about it. We're going to go into this palette. This is called the Palette Pro, and this is the best of the day. Packaging is unique because it says Col-Lab right here at the bottom, but it actually opens to the side, which is kind of cool. So there's 6 matte shades and 2 shimmer shades. Kind of reminds me of the Latte palette just as far as like the color story. First gonna go into this shade right here. It's the last on the bottom row. I'm just gonna put this over top and kind of just blend that in and just lighten up that area a tad. So I'm going to be using the Pro Eye Set from Sonia G, and I'm going to first go into this brush, which is the Crease Pro. And I'm going to go into this shade right here and kind of work that into my crease. It has kind of like a tan, like a kind of an orange base to it. Now I'm getting good pigmentation with this. Like, I'm kind of impressed by it, actually. I probably should have gotten Get Ready With Me. It looks like on the Sally Beauty website that Get Ready With Me palette has a little bit more shimmers. This one is definitely more mattes, which is totally fine. So I'm just gonna build up that shade in my crease, and I have to say, I really like that shade. You know what it's reminding me of? This shade reminds me of that lighter shade in the Mini Nudes palette from Natasha Denona. I've been using that palette so freaking much that I know that shade so well, and I feel like this shade kind of reminds me. It kind of has that same similar tone to it, and I just love it. Like, I like that tone. I like that as my base and putting shadows over top of it. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my pencil brush, and I'm gonna bring that along my lower lash line right here. I just want it kind of blown out. But this concealer is so good. I'm so impressed with this concealer. And you guys know I've been on the hunt to try to find a really good affordable concealer. And the next one I'm going to be testing is the one from Milani, because I do hear it's more hydrating. So I'm kind of living for the hydrating concealers. But this one I'm really impressed with. Like, I'm curious how it's going to wear, and I kind of hope that it wears good, because so far, so good. Next up, I'm going to go in with this shade right here, and I'm going to take that Crease Pro, and I'm going to build that up right below that shade. These blend really good. There is no powderiness. Like, I'm not getting any fallout. They blend, they're very smooth, and they feel really, really good. I'm kind of impressed with it so far. I'm going to take the pencil brush from Sigma, and I'm going to bring that shade along the lower lash line. And the reason why I switched brushes is because I wanted this one to be closer to the base. If I use the Pencil Pro brush from the Sonia G, it's a little bit fatter. This one comes into more of a point, as you can tell. So I wanted this one to be more precise where I wanted that shade. I'm impressed, you guys. This is freaking blowing my mind right now. I'm really, really impressed with this palette. I'm impressed with the pigmentation. These are so creamy. Like, these are creamy eyeshadows. You know how ColourPop is more dusty, similar to like ABH? These are more creamy, like Natasha Denona feel, creamy like the KKW Beauty formula. Like, there's a creaminess to them, and I am living for it. I am living for this. I've got to buy more of these. I love this. Next up, I'm going to take this brush, the Worker Pro, and I'm going to go into the shimmer shade right here. There's only 2 shimmer shades in this palette, which is okay. And I'm going to pack both ends of that brush, and I'm going to lightly spray it. And I'm going to place this, right here on my eyelid. Sorry, that was like a complete pause between that. Okay, so I'm not getting like that wow factor. This is like a very soft shimmer. So I'm gonna go in with my finger. Oh yeah, so it's much more impactful when you go in with your finger. which is totally fine. I can just kind of press that over top of what we just did. Dang, I like this. I'm gonna go into the Builder Pro Brush. So I'm gonna go in and grab this, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of that dark brown, and I'm gonna kind of smoke that right here on this outer corner. And again, that blended really nice, no patchiness. It's not muddy, it's not dusty, like, and I didn't get any fallout. This is awesome. Like, I am so freaking impressed. This palette was $14.99. Now it does have 60 reviews, and it looks like it has a 4.7 out of a 5-star, and I can see why. So the description on that palette is a variety of buttery smooth, matte, velvety satins and glimmering metallics, a gorgeous shades, blendable texture, and high pigment. Shades handpicked by the squad with insane color payoff and extraordinary wear in a variety of jaw-dropping finishes, buttery smooth mattes, velvety satins, and glimmering metallics. Col-Lab's Palette Pro Eyeshadow Palettes has incredibly pigmented blendable textures that allows you to create any look that you love. I will agree 100% that these are very, very buttery shadows. So if you like more of a dry shadow, this might not be the palette for you, but if you do like a buttery shadow, oh my gosh, this is very, very buttery, and one of the more buttery palettes that I've used in the affordable range. Okay, let's go in with the mascara. This is the Love Your Curves Extreme Curl and Sculpt Mascara. This retails for $12.99. As you can see, the wand kind of has that twisted effect to it, and even though it's chubby, the bristles are real short. This might be a good mascara wand, we'll see. That comb feels so weird. It feels like it's a comb. Like, it literally feels like a comb is like wrapping your lashes. I don't know. I've never used a wand like this before. Ever. I've never used a wand like this. This is so interesting. Now, I do feel like this one might be one of those mascaras that gets good over time, because I do feel like it's a little bit too runny, not runny, but like kind of, and I feel like the formula needs to be a little bit thicker, but that comes with age. So this might be one of those mascaras that works really good once it ages for like, you know, a month or two. Okay, I've decided not to put lashes on just because I kind of want it to just be a natural day. I'm not going anywhere. There's no point in putting lashes on. So let's jump into the lips. This one is a matte lip in like a liquid form, and then this is a matte lip in a lipstick form. So this one is this one, which this is the Matte Addiction Liquid Lip Color. This is in the shade Boy Toy. So that's what Boy Toy looks like. And these are $9.99 each. So this is the full body lipstick, and this retails for $10.99, and this is in the shade Topsy Turvy. So that's what Topsy Turvy looks like, and it's a matte formula, but you guys, it kind of has a little bit of a shimmering finish, just a little bit. That's what Topsy Turvy looks like, and it is a matte formula, but it has a little bit of a sheen to it, and that's what the matte lip looks like, and actually dried down really good, and it's not transferring at all. Let's go ahead and put on the liquid matte formula first and see what it looks like. It's really liquidy and very pigmented when you first put it on, but then it dries down. This one is pretty drying. It's a little bit too drying for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that off, and I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna put this on first without a lip liner, and then we'll see if, you know, what it looks like with a lip liner. What I will say right off the bat is I don't know that I like the texture of this. It's really thick, like really thick. It's really pretty. It's kind of like a light baby pink with that real pretty shimmer to it. It's pretty, but it's a really thick lipstick, so I don't really like it that thick. So far, I love the foundation, I love the concealer, I love the eyeshadow palette. I'm like so blown away. The two lippies are not my favorite. The mascara, I actually really like the mascara, but I do feel like it's a little bit too thin of a formula. So I do feel like it's a mascara that kind of needs to thicken up a little bit, but I like the brush on it because I feel like the brush acts as like a comb. The bristles kind of go around it versus straight up and down. Typically when you see a mascara wand that has those tiny little bristles on it that look more like a comb, typically they're straight. It kind of wraps around the brush so that when you're putting it on, it kind of gives you that length and that dimension within the lash. So I like the mascara. I just feel like it's a tad bit too thin of a formula. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I will come back later on this evening to give you guys my final opinion on everything that I used today. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do, and I will see you guys then. Okay, so I am back. It's officially 11 o'clock and I am ready to tie up this video and finish editing it and go to bed because I had a really long night last night and I didn't get much sleep, and so I'm just really, really tired and I have to get up super early in the morning. So as you can see, my foundation has wore off, but it's worn off very naturally, which is the thing that I think I like about this the most, is that like, yeah, I've lost my coverage around here. I've lost my coverage around here and like right around my nose area and like around my mouth. But it's worn off so naturally that that doesn't bother me. And I am totally fine with that because I think most of our foundations wear off by, 12 hours later. I just have to say, I really like this foundation. It kind of blew my marbles just a little bit. It is very radiant. It's not overly radiant. And I think it's a bomb foundation. For $14.99, it is bomb. You're actually going to see me use this foundation quite a bit. It did feel like it sets down. So this is not a dewy foundation. This is a foundation that gives you a radiant glow, but it sets down. It's not going to be like a dewy finish. And so that could definitely, if you're somebody that likes more of that dewier type finish, then this is probably not going to be the one for you. But if you're somebody that doesn't want if you want a radiant foundation, but you don't want it to move around and you want it to kind of set down, this one almost mattifies, but I wouldn't say it mattifies. I would say that it kind of just sets down and it stays in place. And I like this foundation. On a scale from 1 to 5, I'm giving it like a 4. The only reason why I'm not giving it a 5 is because it doesn't have enough shades, and the shades are really hard to choose from. Like, that is my biggest beef with this. Like, it is bomb and it is gorgeous on my face. I'm loving it. You're gonna see me wear it quite often because I really do like it. But I don't like, now I lucked out and got the right shade. I am so grateful for that. But I do feel like, because there's absolutely no description on what the shade is, it just says honey tan or tan 05 or tan, like 06, 07, 01, 02, and then it just has like a name like beige, and like, it's so stupid to me. That stuff drives me nuts. That, in my opinion, is what's negative about it. There's no description about what the shades are. And if it had that, I would probably give this like a 4.5, almost 5 star, because I really like it. But I'm not going to do that because I've only worn it for one day, and that's not truly fair. I do need to wear it more, but I really, really like it. It is bomb. It is a good foundation, especially for 15 bucks. The shade range sucks, the description on the shade sucks, but other than that, it is bomb. The concealer, I like just as much. This is probably the creamiest concealer I've ever bought from the drugstore. This one is so freaking creamy. It is my new favorite from the drugstore. And I swear to you, it is a total dupe for this concealer from Charlotte Tilbury. Like, I am not kidding. On every level, this is an awesome concealer. The only thing that I would say would be negative about this is that this is not a full coverage. So I would say this is like a light medium coverage concealer. And so if you're somebody that really has dark circles, you're not going to even want to mess with this because it doesn't give you enough coverage. And even if you keep building it, you're not going to get the coverage. But this is so natural. And I mean, 12 hours later, my under eyes still look pretty damn good. And you guys, I probably got 4 hours of sleep last night. So my under eyes were ratchet this morning. And this concealer is working so good. It stays in place. I like this concealer. I am so blown away by these two products right now. I am loving them. Absolutely loving them. These are awesome. My friend Jennifer Joyce Beauty, she reviewed the matte foundation, and I will leave her video in the description box down below. She has oily skin, and if you guys are interested in how the matte formula is, then I trust her. She is 100% honest, trustworthy. I love her to death. I will leave her video in the description box down below for you guys to check that out if you're interested in the matte formula. But as far as the radiant formula and this concealer, holy shit skis. It's amazing. I'm so stoked about it. I can't even tell you. The palette, I've already ordered me another one. I did go ahead and order that highlighter fluid. I've ordered quite a bit of stuff. I ordered the bronzer and the blush. I ordered a gloss. I am so excited about this line. It's not that there's influencers behind it, because truthfully, that doesn't really mean a lot to me, because I don't know the influencers, so I don't really care about that. To be honest, that is completely irrelevant. What I am basing my review on is based on what I tried today and how much I freaking liked the products that I got and how affordable they are. I mean, this eyeshadow palette is the creamiest formula that I think I've used from the drugstore. Now, you know, we all have different preferences in what eyeshadow formulas we like. And so if you like creamy formulas, I think you'll really, really like this palette. If you like more of the ColourPop ABH type drier but pigmented palettes, then this might not be the palette for you, because these shadows are extremely creamy. And I noticed that right off the bat without even reading the description, because I didn't read the description of these shadows until after I had done my eye look. And I kept, you know, I was looking at the footage, and I did say during the tutorial that I couldn't believe how creamy they were. Then when I read the description, you know, it said that it was a creamy formula, and I 100% agree with that. That's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys again for all the love that you guys show me and my channel. It truly means the world to me, and congratulations to all the Patriot fans out there. You guys are champions again. It's amazing. I love you all so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day filled with love and happiness. I will see you guys right back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I love you guys so much. Bye. I'm right back here tomorrow because I would like you to. I don't even know what I was going to say. My mouth's just like, okay, I gotta stop talking, because you guys are probably like, seriously? Just move it right along, because you need to stop talking. I feel like I've been hit with a Mack truck filled with pig shit. I am so tired, I don't even know my name. I gotta move my bra strap. These ones kind of wrap around the, this one wraps around the, what is it called? I can't even think what the hell it's called. You know, I've lost my cover around, I can't speak.